Hello everyone, I'm your host Heather Dawson, and it's a pleasure bringing you the best of California every week on our show. So let's start our show with a trip to the Central Coast California wine country, where I recently experienced the joy of a world-class resort. We're here in the beautiful Paso Robles wine country. Join me as we explore the symphony here at Allegretto Vineyard Resort. A symphony inspired by Allegretto, a musical term used in Beethoven's musical masterpiece, Seventh Symphony, Second Movement, which played while the Allegretto Vineyard Resort was being brought to life.
It stands for a modest tempo, slightly faster than the human heartbeat. It's living life with intention and joy, which is what we promote here at the Allegretto Vineyard Resort.
Nestled between Los Angeles and San Francisco in the heart of Central Coast California wine country, each piece of Allegretto's architecture reflects a symphony composed by a combination of music and balance, making it a harmonious place to visit.
So I do that by using the masculine and the feminine, or the yin and the yang, and a lot of these things come out naturally on their own, and I discover it later. But that's the idea, is that both elements are playing out and dancing together. It's like the two bells. You hear one and you hear the other. So, and they're on the opposite ends of the property.
Douglas Eyre found a home here at Allegretto for the beautiful art he discovered during his travels. What he originally thought would be just a simple B&B turned into a sprawling resort on 20 breathtaking acres of the Paso Robles wine country. You might say it's in his genes. The Ayres family first planted roots in California in 1905, when Douglas's great-grandfather, Frank Ayres, bought a $2 bus ticket from Ohio to California. Today, the Ayres family celebrates its centennial, marking 4 generations of the family in real estate development in California. Out of the 16 hotels built across California by the Ayres family and the over 250 wineries that exist in Paso Robles, Allegretto has been described as a world unto itself.
The first time I came to the resort, the arrival experience was amazing. I got to see not only the olive orchards as well as the vineyards, but the grandiose building. And as soon as I pulled into the resort, I kind of lost all sense of the rest of the world. I was lost in this world.
Whether a destination wedding, corporate retreat, or weekend getaway, the Allegretto Resort offers a unique experience for their guests with a spa, tasting room, and museum-like adventure to roam the estate's lush courtyard and vineyards, or unwind in mindful meditation in the labyrinths.
I like them to connect wherever they are in their journey. That when they come to Allegretto, it just fills in that next piece, that musical note that is just resonating in their life, and brings a sense of space to where they are that opens up for new ideas and creativity in their own life.
The geographical location of Allegretto leads not only to fun and adventurous activities, its warm climate allows the staff of the Allegretto's Cello Restaurant and Bar to follow with the seed-to-table process by using local produce within a 10-mile radius. Of course, their own grapes cultivated from 100-year-old vineyards, and more than 80 herbs grown in their garden to enrich the flavors of the culinary delights offered on the menu.
I intend to make the dining experience here one of the best in the Central Coast. We have the ambiance, we have the great hotel, we have this phenomenal kitchen, I have a great staff, and just taking it to the next level of quality, freshness, flavor, and making the dining experience something that you will, whether you're local, if you want to eat here every day, or you're a guest, you're going to take that experience home with you.
Allegretto Vineyard Resort, where balance, relaxation, and creativity rule, is a place to experience a life-transforming getaway.
There's something for everybody from different cultures, different nations, different pathways to come and join together here. That's the flower that blossoms as people come and enjoy and see joy as the pathway to allowing their heart to flourish in their own life.
You can check out more of the beauty of Allegretto on our blog, CaliforniaLifeHD.com.
Teenagers get a driver's permit when they first get behind the wheel. Can you imagine if parents could give their child a learner's permit for financial education? Lifestyle expert and mom Yvette Rios says there are new digital tools that allow parents to give their kids the opportunity to practice money basics.
I'm really excited that I've teamed up with Chase to show parents how they can, as you mentioned, start their kids' financial education.
And now, more than ever, financial education for kids is so important.
It is so crucial. You know, we recently found out that kids that learn to save early are 6 times more likely to graduate from college. And, you know, honestly, the pandemic has brought to light the importance of learning to save. Obviously, the earlier we start, the better prepared we are to deal with the unexpected. And honestly, most transactions now happen digitally. So with my kids, you know, it's really easy for them to lose touch with the value of money because they never really see it.
And that's a problem. But with so much purchasing technology today, digital tools can help parents and kids form healthy financial habits.
Well, since kids are more comfortable digitally, why not start with an app? And I'm really excited. There's a new account from Chase that parents can open for their kids and access from the Chase mobile app. Like you mentioned, it's like having a financial health learner's permit. It helps families manage the 3 basics of money, which is earn, spend, and save. So here's how the account works. In the app, parents use the Earn tab to set allowances, assign chores, including how much kids will get when the chores are completed. The Spend tab lets parents set the amount kids can spend and what stores they can shop at. And the Save tab lets parents have total control over moving funds once they've completed their goal. And then even kids can get a debit card to help them experience how to buy things, but of course with a parent's supervision.
And as part of that supervision, there are skills parents can be teaching kids when it comes to financial literacy.
Well, you know, one of the most important things is savings. It's one of the most important habits. You know, my kids are really into Lego sets, and we've started talking about saving for those big purchases, you know, and also teaching them to have some active savings habits like depositing money into an account every month. This will set up kids for success later in life. You know, most kids don't understand that money doesn't necessarily grow on trees, but they don't know what it takes to earn that money. So if you've got little kids, like I've got one 4-year-old, you can start by teaching them how to count change, how many quarters are in a dollar. This will give them a good foundation to build on.
So, as a parent, how do you know when your child is ready for an account like this?
Well, you know, the younger, the better, but if they start asking you to buy things for them, you can start having these conversations.
You can learn more about teaching kids the money basics and find out about the Chase First Banking app at chase.com/firstbanking. Bringing you the best of California, I'm David Wiley for California Life. Festival Santa Lucia is a spectacular 7-week entertainment event held every year in Monterrey, Mexico that celebrates the arts. Last year's event attracted more than 1 million people, but with the COVID pandemic, organizers are taking a new approach this year. We sat down with the festival organizer to learn more.
This is the 13th year of the festival. We call it the arts to the streets, because everything happens on the streets. We have expositions that go on the street. It's 85 cultural and artistic events in 32 locations, more than 340 artists, and 4 concerts at the end. This year we had the inauguration with a drone show, 65 drones with eco-friendly fireworks.
Sounds like an incredible event. But this year, obviously, COVID is here and is wreaking havoc for everywhere. But you guys are really taking this to the next level. Tell me a little bit about how you're going to, put on this festival despite the COVID.
Here in Monterrey, we came from a lockdown. We had, and nobody could go out on the weekends. And after that, we're going out again. Of course, everything is online so the world can see what we're doing. And we always have international performances. About 60% of our performances are from international countries. This year we decided just to have Mexico and show Mexico to the world. And every week it's called on a different theme. This week we're in the gratitude week, and we have to give these names for people to have hope that we are going to get out of this, and that we need art to mentally be okay.
1.5 million people last year. Why are people so attracted to this event?
We don't charge a thing for the festival because we believe that arts transform people and elevate the culture and elevate the soul, and it's a human right to have culture.
Tell us how we can check out the schedule and actually see some of these great performances.
It's called Festival Santa Lucia. You can find it in YouTube, in Facebook, in Instagram, and we also have an app where you can see everything that's coming. What I suggest is you go to the Facebook, and won't lose a thing.
Festival Santa Lucia runs through the end of November with new performances every weekend. Make sure to check out their YouTube channel and Facebook page. Bringing you the best of California, I'm David Wiley for California Life.
Well, as the seasons change, so do the styles. That's why I'm here to share my top 5 favorite trends from this fall. To start us off is my personal favorite, distressed light wash denim. And if you're looking for the perfect pair right now, Levi's 501 style offers different pairs, all with the perfect rips. Also making an appearance this fall are old school conductor hats. Reminiscent of the 1920s engineer hats, these statement pieces are the perfect way to top off your perfect fall outfit. Plus, vintage-inspired round sunglasses are making their way to the streets and add a little bit of edge to anyone's look. And if you don't already own a brown leather jacket, you might want to make your way to the store. This 90s style piece seems to be taking over as this season's go-to jacket. And last but not least, sock boots. Ranging from above the ankle to over the knee, these shoes are extremely comfortable, and when paired with some distressed denim, like we talked about earlier, you really can't go wrong. So keep these styles in mind when shopping for the fall, and you'll be sure to rock your look. I'm Maddie Perry, and thanks for watching this episode's Best of Trends.
It has been a very, very tough year and continues to be. But I do have some good news. The National Federation of Independent Businesses came out just 2 weeks ago with their Small Business Optimism Index, and it showed an increase in optimism among small businesses to levels that we saw in 2019. And then the other big area that I'm seeing this year is online sales and e-commerce. More than half of the stuff that's sold on Amazon comes from a small or a medium-sized merchant. Amazon.com/support small really is a great place to go and support businesses all around the country.
In a typical year, there are over 17 million surgeries in the U.S., all resulting in surgical incision wounds. As elective surgeries continue to resume, it's critical that surgical incision wounds heal properly. Now, November is Healthy Skin Month, and joining us is renowned dermatologist Dr. Janine Downey to share more on this important topic.
Hi, David. Nice to be with you. Thank you very much for having me.
Let's talk about this a little bit. It's something that a lot of people don't think about if they're having surgery, is the recovery process, the incision. How long does it typically take to recover from a surgical incision wound?
Well, wound healing is complex. So early recovery takes somewhere around 4 to 6 weeks, but it varies depending on your age, the actual length of your surgical incision, whether you have underlying diabetes or autoimmune conditions. And so that's why I'm teaming up with Abbott to help people understand that wound healing is actually more than just skin deep. People can take proactive steps to heal, like prioritizing their nutrition.
Let's talk about that a little bit. Nutrition, I wouldn't think that would be a factor, but apparently it is a factor in healing.
Absolutely. So more calories, proteins, amino acids, vitamins, and minerals are necessary to generate new tissue. Not getting enough of these nutrients can actually slow the healing process. So that's why I recommend Juven. This is a clinically backed therapeutic drink that has nutrients that enhances the collagen formation, basically in as little as 2 weeks. And Juven has a lot of key ingredients, arginine, glutamine, vitamins to support wound healing from the inside out. So this is some of the packets of Juven, and my favorite is the fruit punch.
Now, it's interesting about nutrition. Are there other tips to help people when they're recovering from surgical incisions?
I mean, absolutely. People need to rest up and not exercise and not strain their muscles or rip their sutures. They shouldn't smoke. They need to really clean the area properly and they need to dress their wound, all of that. So all of that's actually critical for rapid wound healing.
So important, as we mentioned earlier with the pandemic, things are starting to pick up again. People are having some of these elective surgeries. Where can we go for more information?
Well, people need to talk to their doctor and see if Juven is right for them. And then they can go to juven.com for more information. And your viewers should note that it's sold at Amazon, CVS, and Walgreens.
Fantastic. Some great information. Dermatologist Dr. Janine Downey, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you kindly. Have a great day and stay safe.
Bringing you the best of California, I'm David Wiley for California Life. It's said that more than 32,000 people in the U.S. are diagnosed every year with a blood cancer known as multiple myeloma.
Myeloma is the second most common blood cancer that occurs due to the cancerous proliferation of white blood cell family called plasma cells. And it presents with fatigue due to low blood counts, recurrent infections. Folks can have kidney or bone problems at presentation.
And while the cause of multiple myeloma is not known, it does seem to target certain groups.
Myeloma is considered a disease of older age, so patients are diagnosed in the late 60s or early 70s. Even though there isn't a specific cause associated with myeloma, but there are certain groups of folks where myeloma happens more commonly. So men and African American folks tend to have it more commonly compared to other folks.
Robert Pugh was diagnosed with multiple myeloma in 2014 during a routine physical.
My doctor recognized that my white blood cells had dropped, and he sent me in for further tests, and that's when I found out I had multiple myeloma.
And while there is no cure, Robert has learned to live with multiple myeloma.
It's a term they use called the new normal, where you now have to pay attention to all of the small things that you're doing, your nutrition, your exercise. You have to be in communication with your medical team so that as you go forward, any adjustments that are needed, they are able to make it.
But sometimes patients can be resistant to therapies or treatments. This is a more complex illness called relapsed refractory multiple myeloma.
When newly diagnosed patients have been treated with effective treatments and they're in a remission, they can still fall out of remission and become resistant to the previous treatments. And that's what relapsed refractory myeloma means. Because myeloma is an incurable cancer, it's very important for patients to talk to their healthcare team to find the best possible option moving forward.
My advice to those patients is first, again, spend time with your medical team to get a real idea of where you are, and then carry out your day-to-day functions, learning, communicating, and the adjustments. They're very good adjustments. I know it sounds funny, but to eat better, to exercise more, to make sure you get your rest, and to communicate with your doctor.
You can learn more about multiple myeloma and available treatments at mymyelomaoptions.com. And be sure to consult with your doctor before starting any treatment. Bringing you the best of California, I'm David Wiley for California Life.
Well, that's it for us. If you missed any part of our show, you can go to our website, californialifehd.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, Instagram, and follow us on Twitter. I'm your host, Heather Dawson. We'll see you next time.
Watch us on our YouTube channel. Stay connected to our social media, like our blogs on Facebook. Follow our tweets on Twitter. And check out our posts on Instagram and Pinterest, where we bring you the best of California.